So I was proper looking forward to this bike. Obviously I knew when I bought it what it was and everything, and then it's been winking at me in the back of storage for quite some time now, and I've kept looking at it thinking to myself, right, that's going to be a big practice bike, that is. And then you might have seen I put a little picture on Facebook and that of a 97 CR250, which is very similar to a 125 that I had when I was younger, and basically that's going to be the practice bike, unless it sells, of course. So that means I'm not gonna do what I was gonna do with this bike. So this is a 2000 Honda CR125. Really good year. This era of CR125s, they've got the bike dialed. It was a fantastic bike. Only minor changes really up until the end of it in 2007. Cracking bits of kit. This one does need little bits and pieces doing to it. Probably the worst, well, in fact, not probably, the worst two bits of it are, one is the pipe. I don't know whether you can see that from there, but there's a massive ding in there, and it's actually whatever's dinged it has put a split in it, and then the other thing is there's a massive dent in the rear rim, which I'll show you in a minute. Now the pipe, I was going to get the little split welded up and then blow it out, and then I was probably going to paint it in heat resistant paint, but obviously there are there are new pipes available for these bikes, so you could go down that route, or you could repair it like I was suggesting there and have it replated or whatever. That will be up to you. Like I say, there are other jobs to do on it. So front tyres got a puncture, so I'm not going to be riding it up and down the road today. It's got a puncture. I can't actually see the tyre valve. It should be here, but it's not. Fork seals, I think this one's weeping slightly, not a lot at all, but I think it is weeping slightly. Bit of a cosmetic tidy up, bit of a clean up, service items, chain and sprockets, etc. Fresh set of tyres on it, grips, levers if you want, things like that. But like I say, nothing major. I had it running yesterday. I've had a lad helping me called Josh, and he got it fired up, which he was pleased about. The rear rim, like I say, it's got a massive dent in it, so it will need a new rim for sure. Not included in the sale of the bike, there is not included. I have got a rim, Sacco rim, of the right dimension. It's not the correct year exactly, but it is the right dimension, so you will be able to get the rear wheel relaced up to that rim, but I'd probably want about 60 quid for that rim. It's not absolutely mint, but it's definitely not bad. And yeah, like I say, it just needs a bit of a tidy up, really, a bit of a go through, a bit of a tidy up. Service items replacing, oil change, new air filter. The air filter is completely fallen apart inside the airbox, so I'll need a new air filter. There we go. We'll have a closer inspection of her, and then we can get her fired up, do the gearbox check and everything like that. Like I say, I'm not going to run her down the road mainly because of that front puncture. I'm not going to go into putting a new tube in it or anything like that to run it down the road. If I can demonstrate to you that it runs and goes through the gears, then that would be my job done here. Point out those two bad bits first. So that's the dent in the pipe. And then if you look closely, that where that black is there, that's where the split is. So obviously the black is where the exhaust gases are escaping, and obviously it's coating it a bit with some carbon and probably some unburnt oil and stuff. So I'm certain that you could get that welded up and blow that out. It won't be 100% perfect, but like I say, it would be functional. Or you could buy another pipe. That wouldn't be too difficult to do. And then the rim. That's where the big dent is on the rim. You can see that's quite a big one. Anyway, so having said that, it's got some decent IMS foot pegs on it. Frame looks to be in great condition. I mean, they don't really dent too badly, these, but there's no dents on the underside of it. Just needs a right good clean up. Decent steam clean would not go amiss. The front pipe and the rear pipe are both FMF, so they're going to help it with its power. It's got a decent seat on it, a decent SDG seat. It's had the forks tuned by Fine Line Suspension, who will be a California suspension company. Throttle's working perfect. Front brakes working. Clutch feels as though it would be okay. Don't know unless you try and ride them, obviously. It's got coolant in the radiators. I'm assuming it's got enough oil in it. It turns over with compression. Like I say, I have had it running, so I know that it will run. I mean, it's 125, so banging a new piston in would be a good idea. They do go up and down quite a lot of times in the 125s, and been absolutely screaming the nuts off. But it's a nice. I mean, I just think it's a great model year, great model period. It'll be a great bike to ride. Perfect for someone starting out, or perfect as a winter practice bike for a more experienced rider, or whatever. 125s are flipping brilliant bikes to ride. Great for novices, but also great for getting you in shape and honing your skills, really, because they do need a bit of work up and down that gearbox. They're a bit of a tiring animal to ride if you're riding them quickly. There we go. So she is what she is, and she's not too bad at all. Just needs that couple of jobs doing, and a right good service and a right good clean up. So the gearbox check. So we're in neutral at the minute. Down into first, up into second, third. Just turning the engine over there. And third, fourth. Fifth, top I think of the gearbox in this one, yeah, top. Down into fourth, third, second, and back into neutral. So we'll get her fired up for you now, and then you can hear her running. She's a bit noisy obviously because of that pipe, but you'll be able to hear it running and see it running. So it does run, and not making any nasty noises really, other than it being a bit noisy. So we're going to try and get a video of this starting from cold. Did this yesterday on another bike, and I hadn't set the camera going. I fired it up from cold, and then realised it wasn't running. The camera wasn't running. over setting on it, and obviously it is cold. That was first kicked, didn't it, from cold, which I was kind of hoping it would do. Yesterday it started pretty easy. Engine sounds lovely and zingy, which is what you want. So there we go, guys. It's a 2000 Honda CR125. I nearly said 19 something then. I'm not used to flipping older bikes. This is a pretty new one for me. So there we go, a 2000 Honda CR125. Just needs a bit of work, and it'll be ready to go. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.